Good morning, everyone. Wow. I would love to tell you that we were ready to go this morning, but we had bumps. But that happens with technology. It happens with Wednesdays. This group is really fantastic with rolling with the punches. So I just want to say good morning and welcome everyone. I am not Jason Brett, in case you were paying attention. Jason is away this week, and he has trusted the helm to me and our dear friend Minesh. So we're going to try and keep it between the lines, but we really are glad to have everybody here this morning. My name is Allison Herbert. I'm a senior product owner at Lilly Kennett Company, and I'm also the product coffee librarian. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But for First Cup today, we have a bit of a departure and a fun activity, and you'll see in just a moment. But our question of the day is, what song best describes your thoughts on the current landscape of product management right now, and why? And I'm going to go first to my dear friend Minesh to kick us off.
There's a song by, I think it's Earl Nightingale and Akira the Dawn. It's called Conformity. And I think that song resonates with me in terms of what's happening today in the product management space. Is everybody's conforming to what is around us and really thinking or doing any type of critical thinking. AI is great, but you still need to critically think around it. It's a probabilistic algorithm. So in product management, you still need to be thinking about it. But I see day in, day out with folks that I work with, a lot of conformity, and I have to try and break it all the time. I don't know if anybody else sees the same thing, but that song kind of resonates with me in terms of what's happening with product management and what's going on today.
That's great, Minesh. Thank you so much for sharing that. We'll do our best to get some of those links dropped into the chat here. Minesh shared that one with me yesterday, and they've been preloading in my experience here. And it's an interesting song. And I think that's a very good call out for where we are in our landscape today, Minesh. I did do a boo-boo already and did not give you your proper announcement. I do not have Jason's fun announcements for those of you that have been here before, but Minesh Patel is a senior director at Aviana Healthcare in Atlanta. And so we're really grateful to have you with us this morning as well, Minesh.
Thank you.
All right, I'm going to move on to our dear friend, Steve Johnson. Steve Johnson, president. Oh gosh, nope. Yep, CEO at Product Growth Leader, but almost president, CEO. Kind of. I run this place. That's what you say, right? What's your answer for the song?
It's The End of the World as We Know It by REM. I thought of that the instant you sent the note saying, what is your song? And I'm not even an REM fan, but
Okay, all right.
AI changes everything and changes nothing, because as Minesh said, somebody still has to do some thinking around here. And AI isn't doing the thinking.
That's right. That's right.
But I got a note from I think it was Product School yesterday saying they're all in on AI. They're going to change all of their courseware to be AI enabled. And, I think AI is great. I use it every day, but I'm not asking it to think for me.
Yeah.
Do human stuff, let AI do AI stuff.
Yeah, there are two paths still, as we know it, and so far as we are. So that's a good call. Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Steve. Good morning, sir. Thank you so much for joining us.
Didn't I not do?
No, actually you did not, but that was an excellent choice. I guess every single one of us is our choices are gonna be influenced by AI in the current zeitgeist. So I always say Jason brings me on because he knows I'm good for a hot take. My hot take today is I don't have one song, I have two with a bonus third. And the third one is a nice counterpoint to Minesh's Conformity. So that's a good bit of serendipity there. So first up, Warachi Lights by Hot Chip.
Okay.
And so the first two are based on a single line from each song. So there's a line and the first two are both about the experience of performing live as a DJ. So Warachi Lights was written by whichever member of the band to express how he felt performing live. But there's a line in the song that I think is relevant today, and that is, replace us with the things that do the job better.
Ooh.
Good one.
The second one is from a Swedish band called Teddybears. And they have it's a fun band. Their shtick like in their videos and in their live performances, they have teddy bear heads on, kind of like Daft Punk, but I think they sometimes take their heads off. They have a song called Rocket Scientist, which is all about being a DJ. But there's a line in that song that is, them drum machines ain't got no soul, which somewhere between that and Replaces is, I think, the answer. And then there's another song by Teddybears that I think is the good counterpoint to Conformity, and it's called Punk Rocker. And it was recently repopularized because it was showed during the end credits of Superman that just came out a couple months ago.
Okay.
But that song is like 20 years old or something. But yeah, just being anti-conformist, I think, and and being a little bit skeptical of everything that's going on.
All right. Thank you so much, Nandu. So I think I jumped in there and did president before, but so Nandu Shah is with us this morning. He's a president with the Atlanta CTO Club, knower of spicy hot takes here on Product Coffee First Cup. And we're really great to have those thoughts and additions to our musical songs this morning. So I picked this because of two things. So for me, our team does a check-in every Friday to kind of say, how are you feeling? What's going on? And we've been using music to express that because, right, we can use words or we can say everything's fine or I'm great or things in between. But sometimes music just gives a different vibe. So I thought that would be a fun way to play around with where we are today in product management. I didn't hesitate. As soon as I had the idea for this question, the first song that popped into my brain was Sabotage by the Beastie Boys. For lots of reasons, the energy feels like what we're dealing with right now, a little feisty, a little screamy. And Sabotage itself feels kind of like where some of our thinking is with how to approach our work. You've heard, right? We were talking about AI. There's some things, but should we or should we let it? Should it just not do everything? Maybe, maybe not. So that was my pick for this. Tommy, I'm going to put you on the hot seat. Have you been thinking about a song?
I have been thinking about songs. Those are all really great, great suggestions. My mind went directly to a classic Beatles song, and really thinking through coming together not only as product managers, but as like a product trio, really, and even maybe expanding, because we really do know how the village to deliver successful product, and certainly in these new times, I think helping fill in each other's gaps and other new tips, tricks, and such. And yeah, really seeing ourselves as a team, as that product trio is really key.
Yeah, perfect. Awesome. So thank you so much for sharing those this morning, everyone. I know that's normally we go a little deep in the paint and deep in the thought. It was keeping it a little light for us this week. And I hope you enjoyed that. So we are about at the end. Let me just time check myself. We've got a few minutes here, but we're about at the end of our first cup session. So I'll open that question up to the audience. If you'd like to raise your hand or put your answer in chat, we'll take a look there and see if someone wants to give an introduction or share what they have for their song representing how they're feeling about the landscape of product management today. Yeah, positive work from the trio. That's right, Minesh. Great call out. All right, Steven. Hey, good morning. How are you, sir?
I am doing all right so far. So I've got two. I could go kind of anti-conformist with a lot of punk rock and stuff, like some people have already mentioned, but the two that immediately came to mind were Money for Nothing by Dire Straits. Everybody seems to want to just slap AI anything onto anything and expect a return. And then the other one is an older song called Little Boxes by Malvina Reynolds. It was also made popular by Pete Seeger. And it's just kind of this like, everything's starting to look the same. Everybody's starting to copy everybody, and it's all kind of garbage as a result.
That's a great addition. I'm now going to have Dire Straits in my head for the rest of the session. So thank you for seeding that. That's awesome. All right. Anyone else from the audience want to jump on and say good morning?
Steven,
or
what was that song by Pete, the second one?
It's called Little Boxes.
Little Boxes.
Yeah.
Minesh is building a playlist for us. I can tell. He's doing it through that. Fantastic. Awesome.
Interestingly broad set of artists in this collection, Tim. My favorite things by, what's her name?
Julie Andrews. These are a few of my favorite things. Is that what you're thinking?
Oh, I was thinking of whoever is the hottest person on Spotify of the day.
We've got a session packed with musical interest for you today. I was very fortunate enough, being a non-Atlanta native, to attend Product Fest earlier this year, and I caught Tommy's session. If you've been to a conference once before, you have that time of day where you're bouncing around a few things. And I didn't plan to go to Tommy's session, ended up there and didn't leave. So I'm hopeful that you all will find some of the conversation here helpful. The name of the session is How Product Ops Supercharges Product Teams. And our great products don't just ship, they groove. Product design and engineering may be in the band, but without product ops setting the rhythm, things could get messy fast. I'm going to turn the table. There we go. Thank you. I'm going faster than the teleprompter today. This is not good. So I appreciate that. Tommy, I know we had a bit of bumps at the beginning. I wanted to make sure you're good to go. All right. I'm going to pass the torch to you. And then I think we do have a screen share as well. Is that right? So much for joining us this morning.
Oh my gosh, absolutely. And thank you for the nice intro and for making this possible. Just to confirm, can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tommy Oak, and I am a senior product operations manager. Excited to be talking to you all a little bit more about product operations as a function and really kind of show how it is here to help supercharge product teams. So before we get started, I wanted to kick us off with a story scenario and kind of my cards a little bit with the come together choice in song focused on the product trio. But in this story scenario, we have here our product trio and very top talented team made up of senior product manager who is really just focused on customer needs, the problem space, really meeting in the middle of that Venn diagram of the business need, customer needs, and technology, and really doing their job as that product owner, working right next to their engineering lead, who is focused on that viability, the scale and architecture. Again, top talent right next to their designer to round out that trio, who is focused on the customer experience, making sure we have consistent UX, UI. Again, very much top talent, but as you can see here, they are working in a silo. And this is the problem that I'm sure many of you all are familiar with and or experiencing in real time. And one of the main themes that I want to kind of set the stage for in terms of solving. A little bit more getting into that. Today, we're going to be talking about what the heck is product operation. We'll also get into why product operations is critical for teams today to succeed. And then finally, rounding it out with a more or less call to action to you all. So really excited to bring you all in and have you hopefully leaving the session with some agency and a call to action in terms of like how to bring this to your company and really act as what I'm calling a product ops champion. So more to come on that. Before we get into things, you might be asking, who the heck are you, Tommy? My name is Tommy Oak. And again, I'm a product operations manager, and I came here by way of product management. And I like to share that, and it's really helped me in my product operations role so far to really know what it's like to be a product manager, a member of the product trio, driving some of that empathy there, knowing what it's like to be in your shoes. And so I really not to really spoil things, but see the product trio as our main customer. And so I'm very grateful to have had that experience prior to moving into product operations. I'm also starting to share my voice. This is the second time I've been giving this presentation again, Allison and Product Coffee. Thank you so much for the opportunity. And I am always open to connecting, hearing feedback, and discussing further. My information will be at the end of this talk. And then I am also calling in from Wilmington, North Carolina, and where you might find me playing open mics, gigs outside of work